I'm done with Tannehill. I don't want to see Tannehill play another down for the Titans, and I mean that in a nice way possible. I appreciate everything he's done for the Titans, but it's time to move on. We've got to move into the future. TFTV here, got BWill from my FanSight, man. Another loss by the Titans. They fall to the Ravens in London, 24-16, and it was just another dreadful performance. I'd say a slow start because they didn't really come out hitting until the second half, but that offense, man, that offense was atrocious today. Couldn't move the ball. When we was in the red zone once again, did not capitalize when we was in the red zone. It's just a multitude of issues, man. And it's not all, Tannehill's fault. The offensive line was dreadful. The receivers weren't getting open today. It's not all Tannehill's fault, but it's time for a change. It's here's the thing. And I've said on Twitter many times, what cannot happen is this team goes, limps into the playoffs as a 8 seed, or even win to the division as a 4 seed and get bounced in the first week of the damn playoffs, and Tannehill's still the quarterback. We don't have any clarity at the quarterback position. This organization as a whole still wouldn't have any clear direction with the influx of cap that we're going to get next year. We're going to have almost $100 million in cap next year. We need to know, or at least have an idea of who our guy is. Right now, we've got 3 guys that could be on the roster next year, theoretically. I don't think Tannehill has a chance of being on the roster, but it's a chance. Willis, he played decent today. He was, it looks like for him things have slowed down, but it's not enough for me. I'm done with Tannehill. I don't want to see Tannehill play another down for the Titans, and I mean that in a nice way possible. I appreciate everything he's done for the Titans, but it's time to move on. We've got to move into the future. That future is either going to be A, Malik Willis, 2, Will Levis, or 3, we don't have any confidence in them guys from what we've seen this year and this season. And then we go into this draft that has quite a few quarterbacks coming out that are pretty decent and take another chance. That's what we got to do. That's the point that we're at. And we have $100 million in cap space. Yeah, and you have a guy on a rookie deal. That's when you can really churn the roster over and have a really quick turnaround. And I'm assuming that's what Rand sold Amy on when he got the job. It's not really necessarily a full-blown rebuild, but just a quick one. And you can do that when you have a rookie quarterback that you believe in, not a veteran that's on the hook, on the cap hit for, I think, like 50 mil. You can't do that with Tannehill at the helm. And he's regressed so much this year. He can't move. He's got happy feet and shit in the pocket. It's just, he's not the guy. It's time to move on. Appreciate what he did for us, but he's not the guy. Willis played all right, but we got to see who it is between Willis and Levis. We just got to see it. And you can't do that without them playing. You can't get that on the practice field. It's the NFL, man. You do all you want in practice. We got to see it on the field. So now's the time. We got a bye week to prepare for Atlanta. I think Atlanta in week 6. Or no, week 8. We got a bye in week 7 and Atlanta in week 8. It's time to get going, man. I predicted before the season started 2-4. We're 2-4. We got an easier schedule. Defenses ain't gonna be as tough that we're facing coming up. We can go on a decent run, but I'd love for us to go on a run with one of the 2 young guns that we have, and let's see if one of them are the guy. If they're not, and we start fucking losing, so be it. We'll draft high in the first round this coming year. See if we can get a quarterback. That's just where we're at as a franchise right now. What we can't do is still have some uncertainty at the quarterback position going into next year. Next year should be the time that we're got a really good team around that young quarterback and able to make some things happen. But back to the game, really, the offensive line, they regressed a little bit today. MPF came in for Dillard. Dillard got benched, and, he did okay. I ain't going to say he was as bad as Dillard, but I think he offers a little more in the run game, MPF does. And also, I think he's a little better in pass pro than what Dillard's shown us. Dillard's been atrocious this year. That's just the best way to put it. So, some change. Expect to see some change after the bye, whether that's on the O-line, Radens. I'd like to see Radens come back in. Brew hasn't been particularly great at center. Brunskill has shown in the past he can play center. He played across the whole offensive line in San Francisco. I'm not saying that we should make a change with Brew, but I'd like to see Radens in. Radens played well when he came back from injury. It's a little unfair that he's been cast off to the side for now. I'd like to see Dylan Radens back in there. Let's integrate MPF back into the fold and really try and get some stability on this offensive line because we've got some promising pieces. We just got to put them together. Nobody can say that offensive line is as bad as it was last year. I don't give a damn how emotional you are after the game. Looking at it factually, that offensive line is not nearly as bad as it was last year. That's just fact. So, work with what we got, see if we can piece some things together and piece a unit together, and then maybe add to it next year. And we'll be decent there. Receiver wise, they didn't really get open, man. Tannehill sitting in the pocket playing happy feet like he's got his feet on coal. I got to see the all 22 to see if our receivers are getting open. My hunch is that they're not getting that open, but it's also probably a combination of the two, with the quarterback being on time and the receiver being in sync and getting open. So it's probably a combination of the two. They weren't helping them, but Tannehill damn sure wasn't helping them neither. But offensively, yeah, we just struggled, man. That's a good Baltimore front. A good Baltimore front, good Baltimore defense. Henry played extremely well. I think he was averaging like 10 yards a carry. So, we were behind all game, so it's hard to really say stick with Henry and get him going. You can't really do that when you're coming from behind. Pause. You just can't. So, I'd like to see Henry get involved more. He will get involved more as the season goes. Tajay played extremely well. We've really got two good weapons at running back. We got to find a way to utilize them better. Receiver's not really hitting right now. So utilize these running backs, whether that's get him involved. I liked how we got to the edge a lot today with those same side sweeps out of shotgun. That worked a little bit today. Run a little wildcat to get the ball in Henry's hand. Just don't line up in fucking 22 personnel and try and power by guys in I formation. That didn't work all day, and that's not going to work for us. So be creative with getting Tajay and Henry to the edge. That's my biggest gripe with Kelly so far. We just got to be creative and find a way to get them to the edge and get them outside and get them to where they can be them. Defensively, Christian Fulton. I almost said, I don't know where I was going with Kyle. Probably Kyle Pecco. But Christian Fulton finally got on the bench. He came back into the game afterwards, but Trey Avery did come on for Christian Fulton. I think it was at the beginning of the second half when he got benched. So, the coaching staff sees Fulton for what he is, and he played better when he came back on the field after he got benched. Maybe that's the reality check he needed. Fulton, I feel like he's a guy low on confidence. Whenever guys aren't, when they're low on confidence, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for them to perform, and he hadn't performed. But he played a little bit better, coming out of after he got benched, coming back on the field. Kyle Pecco was the best player on that defense today. Extremely well. Kyle Pecco played, was all over the field. He was chasing Lamar down. That's our one tech. Working back, scraping back on the backside, chasing Lamar down, eliminating those cutbacks that Lamar's so known for. All over the field, Kyle Pecco was. Played better than Big Jeff today. He ate up the blocks, let Azeez and Gibbons do their thing in the run game, kept them clean. That's a big thing that we didn't get last game, was that D-line wasn't keeping Gibbons and Azeez clean. And when I say clean, I mean that's not letting offensive linemen reach that second level and get hands on them, letting them fly to the ball. They were able to do that today, and our run defense looked a lot better today against a team that's going to run the ball. They're about like us. They're going to run the piss out the ball, and we didn't really let them do that much. Secondary was dodgy, but that's the secondary. That's what we got right now. I'm concerned with Byard. He's showing a little bit of, I don't know if it's age, and I'm not going to question his professionalism and say it's disinterest. I don't know what it is, but I do know that he hasn't been what he has been, if that makes sense. So I don't know exactly what it is. I got to look at the tape and see. But, Byard's been shaky along with that whole secondary. McCreary been decent, but he's a nickelback at the end of the day. Your nickelback can only be so damn good. If the guys on the outside ain't covering, it don't fucking matter. So going into the bye week, man, it's we got Atlanta coming after the bye. They're going to want to run the ball too, just like Baltimore did. Hopefully we can have T.R. Tart back. With Pecco playing well, we'll have a good little rotation between him and Tart. And we're going to find a way to stop Bijan and Algier. We got to do it. Arthur Smith's going to be dialing some shit up, but it's going to be a really emotional game at Nissan when they come to town, when Atlanta comes to town week after next. So, I'm eager to see how the atmosphere is at the game, and, how much positivity is present, especially if Tannehill's at quarterback or we have any shuffling at quarterback with how that is. I don't want to see Tannehill play another down for the Titans. And I predicted that in the, y'all go back on YouTube. Make sure y'all subscribe and shit to YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube, like the video, share, appreciate all that. But I said that me and Trill had a season prediction. I said that around Halloween, I expect Tannehill to be out of there either at Halloween or before Halloween. So y'all go check that out. It's documented, man. So it looks like it might happen. But you know, it's just time for the Titans to get to the future, man. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about the Titans quarterback situation, the Titans going forward. We still got a chance to turn it around. I think we're going to. We got a, you know, weaker schedule, weaker defenses. I think we'll do a lot better in the second round of the season. But y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. Like the video, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about the quarterback situation, man. Y'all comment below, like the video, share it. That's the best way to support us, man. Appreciate y'all.